The PharmaNEST'21, presented by Open Pharmacy Federation, Corporate Platinum Partner Integral Pharma Limited, Bangladesh, in association with IP Moment, GPAT Discussion Center, Pharma Tutor, Placement Partner, Atish Management and Consultant, Academic Partner, Chitkara University, Dr. D.Y. Patil University, RK University, G.H. Raisoni University, Vishnu Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research, Parul University, KB Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research, Pramukh Swami Science and H.D. Patel Arts College, Sri Kokila Ben Karsan Bhai Patel Girls Science College, Sri Ram Krishna Institute of Applied Science, Reams College of Pharmacy, VV Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, University of Sciences and Technology, KGR Institute of Technology and Management, Farooqia College of Pharmacy, in alliance with PK Classes, Pharma Utility, Newswave, KB Labs, Nanotwa, Bol Hindustan, Voice of Vadodara.
A very good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's IP Day webinar, an inauguration of PharmaNEST'21, organized by Open Pharmacy Federation. The topic of today's webinar will be live on LinkedIn as well as YouTube. I'm Nini Shiu, convener of PharmaNEST'21 and the moderator for today's occasion. Before we begin, you can type all your questions into the chat box and they will be answered at the end of each session in the question answer part. So beginning with a little info about the main event, PharmaNEST'21, an international virtual e-tech fest on data science, computational tools, artificial intelligence, and more novel technologies, evolution and contribution in the pharmaceutical research, is an international conference that welcomes personnel from a plethora of industries such as pharmaceutical, regulatory, academia, research, and many others, focused on the betterment of healthcare systems. The purpose of organizing an international conference is to provide a platform and accessibility to the emerging leaders and the youth of today to enhance the future. So the event covers various domains of the healthcare sector and it invites famous eminent national and international speakers. Apart from the knowledge part, the competitions such as blog writing, poster presentation, quiz competition, pharma with video making competition are also here that are organized. Overall, the conference will provide a full overview to the professionals and students alike in understanding the development of the industry. And now I'd like to share about the principal organization behind today's event, OPF, Open Pharmacy Federation, which is a scientific, educational, and professional non-profit organization committed to promote the highest professional and ethical standards of pharmacy and norms by primarily focusing on the pharmacy profession. OPF is involved in exploring the different facets of the pharmaceutical industry by supporting the causes and issues related to the pharmaceutical education and other health sciences, covering all the major aspects with inspiring vision. Now today, that is 26th April 2021, it marks the World Intellectual Property Day that highlights and signifies the important role of small and medium-sized enterprises in the economy and how they can use IPR to build stronger, more competitive and resilient businesses. And to mark the occasion, the topic of our webinar today is patent searching for SMEs and Reliquura novelty search tool. On this auspicious occasion, we have amongst us Mr. Vikram Chaudhary, founder and director of Open Pharmacy Federation, and dynamic Dr. Zareen Dilawar Hussain, CEO, Integral Pharma Limited, Bangladesh, Mr. Rohit Singh, manager IP Reliquura, and I'm also pleased to introduce Dr. Paresh Kumar Dev, founder and director, IP Moment, New Delhi. Now, to commence with, I would now like to request Dr. Zareen Dilawar Hussain, CEO, Integral Pharma Limited, to inaugurate PharmaNEST'21.
Thank you, Minnie. It's a wonderful evening here back in California. And I actually wanted to skip this inauguration ceremony because, as you know, I'm traveling. But nevertheless, I always promise Vikram that wherever I am, wherever he is, I'll always support him for his wonderful cause. And ideas, experiences, and it is a one pleasure today. officially inaugurated Pharma and his Open Pharmacy Federation a huge success. Uh, I'm very glad to know the money that has been put for the quiz has been increased to 10.5 lakhs Indian. And I sincerely hope that all the students and young pharmacists will participate and may the best winner get the prize. So, advance congratulations to all of you, and my best wishes and good luck to Open Pharmacy Federation. Thank you, Neil.
Thank you, Dr. Zareen. Now, I would like to request Mr. Vikram Chaudhary, founder and director of Open Pharmacy Federation, to give his inaugural remarks.
It's over to me.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, everyone. First of all, congratulate to each and everyone researchers who are participating in the intellectual properties, and a very happy Intellectual Property Rights Day, World IP Day to everyone who is being in the part of research. Either it is the part of pharmaceutical research or part of the any kind of research. When you are going into the research being to be commercialized, and that comes to the IP. And when you are coming to the field of intellectual property, you have to reserve your IP. To reserve your IP, we have take initiative to organize the PharmaNEST, that means network, engage, support, and transfer knowledge. How you can transfer your knowledge to one person to another person, and that thing will be circulated among the researchers. We have organized PharmaNEST'21 with the prize money worth 10.5 lakhs, and also focused on the international exchange program, where we provide the international platforms to the young researchers to gain knowledge from the various foreign industries, to learn the research environment from the different countries. And you will be learn different arena of the research through the researchers who are working in the field of research, and you can reserve your intellectual properties, and you can make your thesis commercialize. What research you are doing on the academic levels, that research may to be commercialized, and that will be helpful for everyone. So once again, I congratulate all the registered delegates who are being participating in the various competitions of the PharmaNEST'21, and going further for the selecting the international exchange program of Operant Pharmacy Federation, and that will be a knowledgeable remarks for the winners. Thank you. Over to Mini.
Thank you, sir. Now, I request Dr. Paresh Kumar Dev, founder and director, IP Movement New Delhi, to share his remarks on today's inauguration.
Good morning, friends. Very warm welcome to all of you for this inauguration of our PharmaNEST'21 event. When last year, Vikram met me and he explained about the OPF's event, I was very excited to know this, because Operant Pharmacy Federation is doing a wonderful job by providing a one platform for all the students and researchers to learn and to gain the advantage of this. Because by taking part in the different events of OPFs like this PharmaNEST'21, one can gain a knowledge, as well as they can also upskill their skills also, and they can also get to know about the latest trends in the research, and particularly in the pharmaceutical domain. So Operant Pharmacy Federation organizing different events on annual basis also. So this PharmaNEST 21 event is for in international e-tech event, as well as offline also we are going to organize some competitions. So you can see the full details are available on the PharmaNEST website, and you can see that there are 5 to 6 different competitions are also there, so you can register and you can take part in all journeys of the Open Pharmacy Federation. We are having, we are lucky to have Jareen ma'am's support also, because Integro Pharmacy is also providing support to the Operant Pharmacy Federation whenever we wanted to have their support. So we also thank Dr. Zareen ma'am for their continuing support also. And I wish all the participants and all the viewers that you can, if you have not registered it, you can register and you can go through the PharmaNest web page, and then you can get information, complete information about the different events. Because here you can gain, you can learn something, and you can also skill like your presentation skill, your writing skills, and how you can converse. And also there is a possibility of winning, the grand prize of international exchange program. So if you win this international exchange program, there is a possibility that you can go to the outside India and other countries for exchange program. So under this exchange program, you can also have opportunity to gain knowledge and to interact with the foreign, companies and foreign uh, personnel also. So I wish all the participants who have registered for this PharmaNest 21 all the best, and may the best win, and you do the good and take part in all the events. And whoever has not registered, please go hurry up and register for this event. Thank you. Over to you, Mini.
Thank you, Dr. Paresh. So I now request you to welcome and introduce Mr. Rohit Singh, Manager IP Reliquida, as the primary speaker of today's webinar.
Thank you, Mini. So today is World Intellectual Property Day. So this day we are celebrating from 2000, because there is one organization called World Intellectual Property Organization, WIPO. This is one of the organization which governs under UN law. So this WIPO is celebrating every year on April 26th, World Intellectual Property Day. The purpose of celebrating Intellectual Property Day is that to spread the awareness about the intellectual properties in the society. Because you will glad to know that if we look at the data of 2018 and 19, you will be surprised to know that for European countries, their 35% of contribution in GDP is coming out of only from IP based industries. Not only these, also 35% of jobs created in the European Union is also coming from the IP based industries. Also, if you look at the data of United States, there is also same picture, is that around 40% of GDP is coming from the IP sensitive industries. And moreover, there are 35% jobs are also generated in US based from IP industries. So you can understand that what is the importance of IP and why it is required for all the people to know about the intellectual property rights. So every year on April 26th, WIPO is deciding the theme of the every annual event, and all over the world we are celebrating the World IP Day. So this year's theme is that based on the IPs for SMEs. And now if you look at the data, SMEs are the industries, small and medium scale enterprises, which contributes in the overall manufacturing of 90% worldwide. So you can see that how big contribution is coming from the SMEs. You can see that small and medium scale enterprises, they are contributing a lot in world economy. So to celebrate their uh, SME success and to help them how to leverage the intellectual property rights of their own, this year annual theme is that for celebrating, IP and SMEs, how to bring their products and services to the markets, and to inform them and to let them know that how the IP is important and how they can leverage this. So this year theme is that IP and SMEs, how to bring product to the markets. So with this aim, we are also under the PharmaNEST'21 and OPF celebrating this World IP Day. So we are organizing webinars today and tomorrow on the various subject of intellectual property rights. So today on the first session, I am glad to introduce my friend Rohit Singh. So Rohit Singh is known to me from more than 14 years, and he is very active, and he is experts in the IP field from more than 16 years. So Rohit Singh has done his MTech in biomedical engineering from Vellore Institute of Technology, Vellore, and he is also a registered Indian patent agent, and he is also holding Indian patents which are published. So this is about Rohit Singh, and Rohit, he is currently working as a IP manager in the company called Reliquira. So his experience is that in the IP management professional, and he is specializing for providing product development solution to the research and development departments, because he is working together with the R&D of different corporates, and also working with IP divisions of the various corporates to provide them the customized solution, that how they can manage their intellectual property rights, and how they can file, and how they can do searching, etc., for their intellectual property rights. So currently he is interested into industrial revolution of 4.0, because he is working towards developing new tools, etc., in the Reliquira also. So we are glad to have Rohit Singh with us to share his knowledge and information about the patent searching evolution, that how the patent searching is evolved in the recent path, and to share his Reliquira tool also. So welcome Rohit Singh for this event, and thank you very much for accepting our invitation and to deliver a webinar. Thank you, Rohit.
Thank you, sir. Thank
And
you, and good
it's over
morning,
to you,
everyone.
Rohit.
Yeah, good morning, everyone, and thank
Um,
you, sir. And I like to thank uh, all the organizations, OPF and PharmaNest, Zareen ma'am, Dr. Dave, and Vikram, to let me introduce intellectual property rights to everyone, because this year theme of World Intellectual Property IP Day is for SMEs. So in India, as you can see, there is a little, like very little information for SMEs. So we need to tell them that you have to protect your intellectual property rights, to have better knowledge,
So,
to have, yeah.
Rohit,
Hello.
I think Mini want to make some announcement. Please,
Okay.
just sorry for the
yeah,
interruption.
No problem.
Dr. Zareen will be starting with the first webinar. She'll be giving us a short
Oh, sorry.
speech on like a 10-minute session first.
Sure, sure, sure.
So,
Rohit can start. It's all right, no problem. Rohit, carry on.
No, no, no. I'll
No,
take.
please, please,
No,
Rohit.
no,
No,
no.
no,
Please,
that,
please.
no. You start. I'll
No,
take long.
it's fine. It's okay. If you take long, I have to learn a lot of things.
No, no, ma'am. You take
No, please,
take
please
over.
go ahead, Rohit Singh. Please.
Yeah, so I was talking about we should encourage intellectual property rights in India for SMEs, because they are doing small inventions which are very effective in today's life. If you see the present condition of COVID-19 also, they are doing the real manufacturing. They are doing, see, all the research organization, they will come up with invention, but SMEs has total like they are the best manufacturing industries. They are bringing the inventions live, so they need to protect inventions. So that's why this event has been started. I thank everyone to give me opportunity to present my patent searching topic. I especially want to emphasize more on SMEs, and I have bring tools for them also, because see, if they are not able to afford big tools, heavy price tools, we are providing them one free tool, and one only at lesser price. So with the permission from Dr. Dave, I like to start my presentation. Before that, we can have introductory information from Dr. Zareen. Over to Dr. Zareen. After that, I will start my presentation.
Thank you, Rohit. I was thinking I will learn a lot of things about intellectual property preservation. So today in this session, Vikram had asked me to say about artificial intelligence, as to how it is being integrated not only in our daily life but also in the pharmaceutical industry. So, to begin with, firstly, I would like to say that yes, COVID is taking its toll on us. But if you see, sun is rising in the east, setting in the west. We are having food. We are doing office from home. Life has to go on. And Vikram, admire you and salute you for having this beautiful pharma nest. So we are human beings. We need to adapt to any kind of situations that present itself, and we have to make the best out of it. So with that note, I would like to say that my heartfelt condolence to all the near and dear ones who passed away and who succumbed to this COVID-19, and also a big salute to the human race, because we are fighting. We have come up with a vaccine, and also like children, I can see young children, traveling with mask on, and look at what a tender age they know about the mask, they know about the vaccination. So this is a big revelation that we are all going through and the world is experiencing. So my topic today will be the role of artificial intelligence in the pharmaceutical world. So let me begin by saying yesterday, I'm in California now. My brother took me to Coloma, a place where there was, it's a historical place where the Californian gold rush took place. And we got into the car and he just told, Sari, take me to Coloma, Placerville, and gave the address. And Sari said, fine, start navigation. So this is where we have come. Initially, I have seen in GPS, you type the address, now you directly talk. So it is fast revolving, and artificial intelligence is our day-to-day life. We may not feel it because we take it for granted, because when we get up in the morning, look at the mobile and see what time is it. We don't even look at the clock. When we need to get up from bed, we put the alarm on our cell phone and see and switch on the alarm. So this is how we are with artificial intelligence, and all this have been possible because of the artificial intelligence and its various branches that has taken place in the human race. One interesting thing is when you talk about artificial intelligence, we are all used to Facebook, we're all used to Instagram. So Facebook, even Facebook has stored all our data, our likings. So when we look at Facebook, we only see what we need to see and what we want to see, whose feed we want to see, whose status we want to see. Likewise in Instagram handle. If you are a big shopper like me, you will only see, different designers coming in with their clothes and stuff like that. So basically for the last 5-6 years, they have been taking all my data, and they cater to my need. And if I were to mention that the front page of the printed version of the New York Times or China Daily, they have a front page for all, but the online version is different for each person, because due to the algorithms which have been fed, it comes according to your choice in the online version. Now, a little about how it came, the beginning. So if I were to talk about the beginning, let me go back. 1927. We witnessed, I wasn't born, and many of us were not born, but the first fictional film that came up was Metropolis, where we saw a futuristic city, a futuristic movie, and people who have, watched this movie, they thought, oh my God, I mean, this is not true. This is, what is it? It is it's some kind of fantasy of the brain. But no, the fantasy of the brain has come into reality. And we can look from the beginning of 1940 to 1960. That is when the birth of artificial intelligence took place. And we all know about Mr. Turing, the polymath, who is known as the man, the myth, and the genius who came up with computer. So the concept which he had was like, if human brain, like with experience, my brain can store a lot of data. And if I'm given a problem with my knowledge, experience, and permutation and combination of my thinking, I can solve a problem. And when I solve a problem, I can give decisions very quickly. So he embarked on that idea that if we give all this data to a machine, will it be able to solve a lot of problems? So that was the concept, and that's how the first computer came into being. So after that, what happened? We have witnessed in 1980 and 1990 the expert system. Now, it is very sad sometimes. I feel that sometimes we invent few things for our benefit, but sometimes our benefit does not happen the way we want. Sometimes it goes towards the negative side. So when nuclear energy was invented, this nuclear energy, everybody thought, wow, it's going to come for the benefit of human being. But we started making nuclear weapons. So these nuclear weapons, whoever has the most nuclear weapons, they are looked upon as a superpower. Today, America has, Russia has, even Iran has. So instead of inventing things that will bring positivity to our lifestyle, we should concentrate on bringing things towards the not proceed towards a negative side. Now, this particular day in 1986, marks the blast of the Chernobyl nuclear radiation plant, and the radiation of which has spread to the extreme parts of Western Europe, and children and who were born during that time, and men, and the human race, which were a part of that, still carry that radiation. And I still remember I was young, and then we were not allowed to have milk because that milk could have been contaminated. So that's how I think. So the invent of artificial intelligence, giving the machine the adequate data, giving the algorithms, we should as of now, we are seeing that artificial intelligence is coming to the benefit of us. From big computer to small computer to tab to laptop. Now, a simple smartphone is all that we need when we travel, or that's all we need. We can do our office work even from the smartphone. So that's how our life has been totally integrated with artificial intelligence. Another breakthrough that came was in 1997 when IBS Deep Blue became the champion, and it had beaten the chess grandmaster Garry Kasparov. So that was quite a revelation, because a machine taking over somebody who is a grandmaster in chess. So it says a lot because chess is a game where you do not really think about yourself. You think what the opponent is assuming and what is his next step going to be. So in that race, the machine beat the human being. So from then onwards, companies like Atomwise, Turbine, then Deep Genomics are using artificial intelligence to identify the most suitable drug for certain conditions. Because with artificial intelligence, we can save time, we can save money, and all the trials that take place on a human being, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 trials are done on silico, which simulates human body. So this is a brief about artificial intelligence, how it has come into the human race and how it is still being used for our benefit. Because of this artificial intelligence, even Vikram is having this webinar and I am here and there are attendees from all over the globe. And we are exchanging ideas, we're sharing views, and we are coming to know each other through webinar and virtually. So that is what we have been experiencing. Now to talk about pharma industry, the future of the pharmaceutical industry in regards to artificial intelligence. Now there has been a concept paper and this has been submitted by top CEOs of the world where they thought, they not only thought, they figured out that the future in our pharmaceutical industry will be ruled by artificial intelligence in terms of prevention, in terms of customized treatment, in terms of curative, digital health, and things like that. So, in terms of prevention, we can see that today we are fighting against a pandemic. Pessimistic people thought they would not be able to come up with a vaccine, but trust me, within 9 months, we have so many vaccines, to protect us from this pandemic. When I look at the future, the vaccination is not against only to sort of fight bacterial or viral infectious diseases, but also like neurological diseases like Parkinsonism, Alzheimer's, then motor neuron diseases. So there will be vaccination for these kind of diseases as well, because there will be a lot of biosynthesis, and they will be made through biological synthesis. In the future, when I talk about vaccine, when I came to America, I got my first jab, and vaccine in the future, as I look into it, it will come as a small patch. It will be posted to you. Like the strip, when you cut a finger, you put a strip, it will be put on your finger. They'll very micro needle. You will keep it for 1 hour, and then after 1 hour, you'll take it off. That means you're vaccinated. So that is the future we're looking at in terms of vaccination. So more than curative, who wants to be sick and who wants to be hospitalized? More than curative, you want to be prevented from having any kind of disease and lead a healthy, wealthy life. So then is early detection. In early detection, we all know about the Hollywood actress Angelina Jolie, and she's a living example, and how she kind of protected herself from having breast cancer and ovarian cancer, because she had to feed in through artificial intelligence. The doctor did, about her parents, about her grandparents, about her great-great-grandparents, and by sequencing and doing permutation and combination, they found out that she has 87% risk of having breast cancer and 50% risk of having ovarian cancer. So there she goes. She took off, she did mastectomy and she did oophorectomy, and she's fine. So it's like early detection. So in the future, when we talk about future, there will be sensors. Even my tattoo might have a sensor. You might have wearable sensors, like Burberry might make a shirt which will be having 2-3 sensors, which will detect about any problem in your digestive system, skin problem, and things like that. So we are looking to that kind of a future. And when we get up from our sleep, we go to the bathroom, and when we see ourselves in the mirror will tell us the blood pressure, your EtCO2 means how much carbon dioxide you're excreting, and then your pulse rate and your stress level, your cortisol level, and then if there is any mole in your face, whether it's going to turn into a melanoma or not, then the toilet will have sensors fitted to it, and your urine will be analyzed continuously, and it will be all saved in the cloud, and it will be connected with your primary physician. And your primary physician, if you sort of in your urine analysis it showed that you're losing sugar, then your primary physician will give you a call and tell you that, hey Zareen, I think you need to take care of your sugar, and that's how you'll be able to control. So all these are there in early detection. In early detection, another thing which is taking place in India, it's worth mentioning. It is called non-invasive prenatal testing. As soon as a mother conceives, her genomes, molecular study, everything is fed into the data, and then the computer comes out saying that whether she'll have a normal child or a handicapped child. If it is an autistic baby or having any kind of neurological problem, you can abort, or if you held the baby, then you can give birth, and it will save the parents from not having to deal with physically challenged baby. So there's again another thing called customized medicine. Customized medicine is the the 3D tablets, and it is customized to your need, to your genome, to your molecular study, according to metabolism. And this customized medicine, the 3D tablet, it took me quite some time to understand what this 3D tablet is. It is like they print, layer by layer, the 3D printing pill. So in future, a time will come when you will have all the excipients bought, and then in the kitchen, you will have the machine to make the 3D pills. Say for my baby doesn't want to have any, hates swallowing pills and tablets. And then I will ask the 3D, call up the pharmacy and say that, can you make a pill like a Superman or like a Barbie doll, and the child will have it. So this is basically what it is. And then, all these microorganisms in our body is made of protein, the microorganisms are made of protein. So basically, pharmacists, it is basically lock and key. So the protein has to be locked with, has to be targeted with the tablet or with the medication. So now when a person takes chemotherapy, good cells, bad cells, both are affected. But now we are gradually improving. We're giving target cell therapy. It means it is the therapy that we're giving. It is locking the relevant protein, not the proteins of other cell. So the side effect is less, and you are getting a good result. So that is how things will progress in the pharma industry. And then again, there will also be something called polypill. Like I have trouble having a lot of pills in the morning and at night. So then, a time will come very soon. I will call up my pharmacy and I will say that, look, I take, these are my tablets, and I want one single pill which I would like to swallow, and give me 30 days. Stock. So they will make 30 days stock and give it to me in the form of one pill. And another thing is precision, because very recently, a sensor-driven precision pill, there will be sensors in the pill. And how diabetes is a disease of the pancreas. The sensors will be there. You will swallow a pill once a day, and whenever there is a chance of you getting hypoglycemic, the sensor will come out and hit that particular protein in the pancreas, and you'll be taken care of, instead of giving continuous insulin injection to you. So recently, in 2015, the FDA approved the first drug product combined with a digestible sensor. The Japanese Otsuda Pharmaceutical and Proteus Digital Health combined a digestible sensor with a type of drug against mental illness. So, huge revelation in the pharma industry through AI. Now, another important message which I would like to give to the young students, young pharmacists, that you can stop thinking about synthetic chemistry. Yeah, it's all about biology and biotech. Even so much so that everything is so biologically synthesized these days that we do not look at any synthetic analysis because of artificial intelligence. Now, for the software companies, well, I would like to say that for pharmacists, your job opportunity does not only include working in the pharma industry, but today you will be taken up by the tech company because very, very recently, Microsoft has signed a big deal with the Novartis in terms of drug discovery, cost reduction, and trial because the software engineer can only just about develop the software, but it is a pharmacist who has to sort of provide the data. So there you go. So you have a big opportunity, and these big tech companies are also signing deals with a big pharmaceutical industry, and there is a huge scope to grow. And this is one industry which will never shut down because there is a continuous growth. But pharmacists would like to deal with tablets and pills and solid and liquids. You have to be more advanced. You have to keep your eyes open and look into the trend, be tech savvy, and always be at it. Where is the world progressing? And because, trust me, artificial intelligence is fast progressing and it is becoming very minute, and every little things in every phase and sphere of our life. We need this artificial intelligence, and pharma is no different than anything. Pharma industry has to survive in terms of either prevention. Maybe pharmaceutical industry will not make tablets and liquids. Maybe they will only make vaccines for thousands and thousands of diseases, which we may succumb to because our digestive system contains 38 trillions of microbes. And if we can sort of do the sequencing of them, we can sort of know what is good for our health to eat and how our metabolic activity will be smoothened out. So, having said all of that about artificial intelligence, this is a big concept paper, which I just gave you the headlines of it. That this is artificial intelligence. So far, I'm optimistic it will be used for the benefit of human race. So far, it has been used for that, and a huge congratulations to us human beings, because we have made a change and we are going forward with all our knowledge in spite of the natural calamities that are being hoarded on us, but we are still fighting, and we will win. We'll win the war. I mean, that's what human race is about. We are adaptable. That makes us different from innate objects, and this is what I needed to say about the pharma industry. So, Vikram, thank you so much for giving me this time, and Open Sea Pharmacy Federation. You are doing a wonderful job, and I have no words to thank. Let's move on. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for your wonderful presentation and explaining data science and artificial intelligence in healthcare sector. And you have given your very precious time to the PharmaNEST 21 out of your very busy schedule.
Thank you.
You are traveling to USA, San Francisco, and you have given us your precious time. Thank you so much, ma'am, for
Okay.
your valuable time and valuable remarks to the PharmaNEST 21. Again, thank you so much.
It was a
Over
pleasure.
to you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. It's just that your captivating and refreshing address is really set a perfect platform for our event. As you know, you always share your personal, interesting experiences and knowledge.
Yes,
Okay.
and I believe the only way I can engage the audience, because I don't want to sound too serious, because my audience won't listen to me. So it's always good to engage audience and bring my lifetime experience to all of you, so that it's something that's very real, and it's the practical world.
Exactly. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Now, I would like to request remarkable Mr. Rohit Singh to proceed further with the session and share with us his views on pattern searching for SMEs and related to the novelty search tool.
Thank you. So I'll share my screen with you. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so today we are going to learn bit about intellectual property rights, and focus of today's presentation will be on patent search evolution, how patent searching has evolved from days when people used to go to library and then online searching, and now artificial intelligence. So these are the topics that will be we will be discussing on. First of all, why innovation in this industry is important, and intellectual property rights, patents, prior art search, and we will also touch upon patent searching for pharmaceutical and drug inventions. And at last, I'll give you a short demo on novelty AI based prior art search tool. So let's start with the innovation in industry. So innovation is protected through intellectual property rights. So why it should be protected? It should be protected because we need better, improved products. So if somebody has an invention and he has protected, so other one who is going to invent another invention, he has to improve on uh, the prior art, or you can say the back ground of the invention that has already been done. So that's why we are getting better and better, we are getting more improved products. Then if we are improving the products, obviously the price also a major factor in inventions. We have to bring the price, like it should be comfortable for everyone, they should be able to use. If everyone is not able to use our inventions, then only some people will be using, and no major effects on the industry or the human life. Quality should be maintained high. If we have intellectual property rights for our inventions, so there is a competitive world, we have to make our products of high quality. And other than that, why should we protect our intellectual property rights? Because see, in pharma industry itself, whenever you are launching any drug, you are investing huge amount of money on R&D, research and development. In order to make one medicine in the market, you have like doing lots of research, and it takes around 10 years or 15 years to make an invention. But now, due to this artificial intelligence, as we have seen, that vaccine for COVID-19 has been available in only 9 months. So technology is evolving and huge amount is investing in R&D. That's why today's vaccines are also intellectual property protected, and companies like Pfizer and other companies, AstraZeneca, they are like earning through those vaccines because they are protected through intellectual property rights. This also enhance encouragement and innovation, because you have seen that if one company is evolving in some kind of cure, in vaccines or any other drugs, other company also bring up with some other invention, because they can't copy the same invention. They have to bring different methods, different process and improve method. That's why you have seen that some vaccines have efficacy level of, let's say, 60%, 70%. Some vaccines have efficacy level of 90%. That does make more creative. People will search for more types of methods which are not implemented previously, and they will come up with new inventions that can protect us. Now, if we see the commercial side, So providing incentives to invent and create. Nowadays, most of the incentives are being given to the employees of the organization, so that they can come up with new inventions, like companies like IBM and most of the corporate companies. They encourage their employees to file patents more, to come up with more inventions, and they give incentives also to the employees. So, on other front, we have to protect our innovations, so that there will be no unauthorized copying of our inventions. So, intellectual property rights is the way, or the only way, where we can protect our invention and save our R&D cost. Another thing is that whenever we are looking for new inventions or new technology areas, merger and acquisitions plays an important role. Now, as a advent of artificial intelligence, you must have seen that many of the companies, big companies like you can say Intel, or you can say Google, or you can say Microsoft. Microsoft recently bought one speech recognition company, Nuance. So instead of like having much more money on investing on R&D, the people will buy small companies in the technology area where they want to enhance. So these are the things that are taking place. Right now, most of the small companies like startups, they have more valuable than corporates. Corporates are looking for these kind of small companies. For example, Amazon also has acquired Zoox in order to have autonomous vehicles delivery of their articles. Okay. Licensing plays an important role. Whenever you must have seen that people don't want to go for infringement, they, if they need that technology, they can license it and they can use it. Moreover, as we are doing lots of research and development in universities, technology transfer plays an important role in intellectual property rights. R&D takes place in the universities, but they have to transfer their technology to the industry, companies or SMEs, so that they can manufacture their invention. So these are the ways where we can innovate and directly relate inventions to the industries. Now we will be talking about intellectual property rights, not only patents. Every intellectual property rights plays an important role in our life. So patents, you can see that a scientific invention can be converted into patent, and copyrights are the rights like suppose if you have written some softwares are come under copyrights. Other than literature work comes under copyrights. Then trademark plays an important role. You must have seen a very trademarks like KFC and Shell, Starbucks. So they have their own trademarks. The very interesting thing about trademark is that not an even single trademark will relate to the actual product. So if you can see the trademark of Adidas, if you don't know that Adidas is making shoes, you'll not be able to make out with the trademark that it is related to shoes. So trade secrets plays an important role. So you can see that companies like Coca-Cola, KFC, they have their own trade secrets. They will not file patents, they will not file any copyrights and all, because if the trade secrets of their ingredients which is used in Coca-Cola or KFC is gone out, then everybody will be able to make a similar kind of product. Everybody wants to copy KFC, but as it is trade secret, nobody is able to do that. Geographical indications in terms of SMEs, scale industries, plays an important role, and it has been associated with the climatic and the soil conditions of a particular area, geography. So if you see that in certain areas, for example, Darjeeling tea. So tea which has been produced in Darjeeling, Due to the climatic conditions and the soil conditions, it can have the same taste and aroma if it is produced in Darjeeling. If you want to produce the same plant in anywhere else, you'll not be able to get the same aroma and the quality. That's why the people in Darjeeling, they have got GI for their tea. Similarly, Nagpur orange, mangoes, and Tirupati laddu also has the similar things. So now we'll study about patents. The focus will be on patents, how to do patent search, and how patent searching has evolved from the days and now the AI way. So, first of all, patent is an exclusive right granted for an invention. Exclusive right means the rights which are given to a particular person, inventor, for his an invention, so that other person can't infringe him or can't take the invention and start using it. It's led to product process and in a new way of doing something or offering new technical solution to a problem. So patent is always a solution to a problem. Problem means, like suppose if somebody is having a product, and if you can say that is some sensor is working in that, but it is not connected to the technology. Now the IoT is coming, like industrial IoT and Internet of Things. So they are all connected to sensors. So previously sensors were there, but they were not able to communicate with the internet. But now the sensors are there and they can connect through internet. Recent example, like suppose a patient is there in the house, a sensor is attached to him, but in order to send the information to doctor who is sitting in hospital, we can use IoT. So the problem was that sensor was there, it was giving some information, but it was not transmitting to the hospital. Doctor has to come to home to check him. But now the IoT is there, so we have a solution. That is an invention. There are some requirements for a patent. So first requirement is the patent should be new. It should have one some inventive step, and it should have industrial application. So we need to study these requirements, and we have to come up with our inventions so that we can have a patent. In our Indian Patent Act, certain sections are mentioned, like section 3, we have some patentable inventions, like non-patentable inventions are also there. So we always should go through those and we should apply for the patent. Now, without doing a prior art search, it's very difficult to have a patent. So, we should know about prior art searching. So, what is prior art searching? The process of searching relevant prior art for your invention. Two terms are very important here. One is prior art, and another one is invention. So, with this example, I like to tell you that what is prior art, simple example, and what is invention. Right hand side, you can see a toothbrush which is having a battery, and left hand side, you can see a toothbrush which is being connected through wires. So somebody has invented this toothbrush, electric toothbrush, and he connected a wire to that so that you can plug in that toothbrush and you can do the brushing. But the problem in this prior art was that if electricity is not there, we can't use this toothbrush, and we have to be always associated with the wire in order to use this toothbrush. This is the problem, and the solution is provided by this invention. There is no wire, they have inserted a battery. So there is, if electricity is not there also, you can use this toothbrush, and you can also move around, no need to plug it and use it. So this is the basic difference of prior art and invention. Whenever you have an invention, you have to look for a prior art. in order to tell that these kind of inventions has already not been created, and that will be the proof that my invention is novel. And prior art can be anything. It can be patent, it can be journal advertisement, anywhere any information which is mentioned could be considered as prior art. Why we need to do prior art searching? As I told you that there are some certain requirements in order to obtain a patent. We Our invention should be novel, it should have inventive step, and it should have industrial application. So in order to prove all these conditions, we have to do a prior art, and then we can have a patent. So now we will see that how can we do prior art search, and how previously it was doing, and now what are the changes. This is the old school patent searching. So in 1964, people used to go to libraries. So this is the picture which I obtained from United States of Patent, USPTO. At that time, the scientists or the researchers who are doing patent searching, they used to go to the library. As the books are being kept nowadays in library, the patent documents were used to kept on the shelves. They will go to each and every shelf and read the documents, and they analyze those documents, and then they will prove that whether this invention is novel or not. So you can imagine like how much manual efforts were there when these documents were placed in the library. Then comes the online patent searching. All the data which was there in the printed form got converted into HTML form or online form, which was available on a database. So with the advent of those database, all the information was kept in online. So what software engineers provided to the user is that convenient way how you can do the online patent searching. So nowadays also we do online patent searching with the help of keywords, with the help of class codes, and combination of them we study the inventions. So the basic way I like to tell you that all the data is being behind the interface. The database has been curated, all the information is provided. Just we have to bring the patent documents with the help of using keywords like you do in any Google search. Then comes the artificial intelligence patent searching. So in online patent searching, a highly skilled level of patent analyst is required to do patent search, because he needs to know the knowledge of the patent database, and he should know the knowledge of the inventions. But with the advent of AI based patent searching, you need not to know about how database functions. Just you have to copy your inventions, and AI based patent searching will give you all relevant patent documents that you can easily use. So the most significant part in artificial intelligence is NLP, which is natural language processing. So okay. So, in order to understand patent searching, it's very important to understand your invention. You should know your invention very well. Here in this slide, you can see that there are three different types of phone. All are foldable phones. First one is foldable phone where only flap with the help of hinge is foldable. Second phone is the foldable phone, but you can easily flap with the help of screen and keyboard. And the third figure is newly invented smartphone, which is also foldable. Samsung has introduced it. So you can see that all are foldable phones only, but you should know that which foldable phone you are searching for. So understanding of invention is most important. Now comes the parameters for doing the search. If you are looking for a mobile phone, you should be able to search with different keywords and synonyms. Why? Because all the people who are writing the patents, they are not using mobile phone as it is in their patent document. Somebody is telling mobile phone as cellular phone, somebody is calling at phone, somebody is calling at mobile, so and so on. So this way we can see that synonyms plays an important role. But do you think that these kind of keywords are sufficient to do prior art search or patent search? So let's see these new kind of keywords or synonyms. A mobile phone can also be called as handheld device. It can also be called as portable communication device, wireless device, and so on. Similarly, keywords could be misleading. So sometimes what happens, like same kind of keywords have different meaning. For example, you can see here that a record can be a musical record where you can use the record word for songs, but record could be a medical record also. So when you are using the keywords, you have to be very careful, and you have to use them in patent searching very carefully. In order to solve these problems which are created by keywords, WIPO has come up with classification codes. So, what are classification codes? As you have ontologies in your pharma, like everything is being defined in hierarchy. In the similar way, the classification codes are also classified patent according to the area of technology in a hierarchical ways. So there are different kinds of classification codes like cooperative patent classification, international patent classification, US patent classification, and Japanese patent classification. We have one another type of classification which is known as industrial design Locarno classification. These are for design patents. This is a simple example of structure of classification codes. Here you can see that all things are mentioned from broad to a narrow approach. So if you are looking for, let's say, headwear, you have to go to human necessities A. Then you have to look for hats, then helmets, then helmets with lamps. So this is the uh, pure classification code, complete classification code, which is talking about lightning device, a lightning device like helmets with lamps. So you have to look for all these groups and you have to use that. Similarly, USPTO also have their own classifications, and CPC is now coming up with more comprehensive, and most of the authorities they use CPC codes. Now comes the citations. Citations plays an important role in doing patent searching. So in order to understand citations, for example, let's say if you are working as a student in some of the universities, you must be working for your thesis or you must be working for your projects. So you always want to do a new thing, a new project. So in order to do that, what you will do, like I want to know that what my juniors or seniors must have done, so that I'll not repeat that. So in order to do that, we will go to a library or record area, where we will find that okay, these are all projects that we have already done. Now we will improve on that. So similarly, in the case of patents also, let's say if you are looking for molded cooling and heating mask, face mask. So when you are searching for any patent, you will come across, let's say, moldable face mask, but it is not talking about cooling or heating. So if you think about this moldable face mask, if you see backward citation, it is talking about only mask. It is not talk about moldable. When you see the forward citation of this patent, you will get this patent which will be talking about moldable face masks. And when you will see the forward citation of this patent, you will see that you will get your inventions. So forward citations are always one step ahead of the backward citations. So in this way, we can search for our inventions and keep looking for better things. Boolean operators plays an important role in prior art searching. There are three Boolean operators like and, or, not, and we can use these Boolean operators if you are looking for cell phone and battery, you have to use and. If you are looking for similar terms, you can use or. If you are looking for different terms, you want to eliminate one kind of term, you can use not. These are the simple steps. You have to look for keywords, classification code. You have to combine those keywords and class codes, and then you can look for relevant patents. Now comes the pharmaceutical or drug inventions. We have already seen that keyword search and classification search plays an important role. But when we talk about pharma or drug inventions, they are one step ahead, because one drug can be written in different ways, and that's why Chemical American Society, they have come up with registry numbers. For example, when you are talking about pharmaceutical or drug inventions, we can also perform structure search, and we can also perform search with the help of case registry numbers, case names, IOPC names, and trade names. So these things plays an important role, and here is the example of structure search. So once you use the structure in any of the database, you don't have to bother about keywords, class codes. You just input the structure and it will give you all relevant patents which is having the same structure. This is the novelty AI based prior search tool which we have introduced to the users. Especially, it is very useful to them who are having less knowledge about doing prior art search. The benefit of doing this novelty AI based prior art search is that you should not be a professional searcher. So simple, by using of invention disclosure, you can get the relevant patent documents. So these are the different database which are there in the industry. You can use free database, you can use paid database, and for students, we are providing this free tool, Tech Explorer. Anybody can log in it. The basic version is freely available for all the users. They can use this and take the benefits. So now I'll give you just a simple example of using novelty search with an example of drug related invention. So I'm using an example of this drug related invention. Hope you are able to see my screen. So here I have just input my invention disclosure. I need not to use any keywords, any class codes. I have to just submit it. And this is a completely AI based tool. You need not to be a professional patent searcher. You can use it without any help. Here you can see that it has been extracted some of the important keywords like paracetamol, capsule formation, salo tablet, sodium bicarbonate, potassium bicarbonate. Everything was available in the invention disclosure. No need to select any of the keywords. And if you come down, you will see that you will get all your uh, inventions which are talking about your invention disclosure. So here you can see that very first patent is talking about your invention, and similarly if you move down, you can get more inventions or patent documents. So this is the benefit of artificial intelligence. Anybody can do the search, right? So this is the small introduction. You can use this tool for 5 days. It is freely available, and you can do various refinings also. You can also do patent search. Let me give you an example. Let's say if you selected that this is the patent that you want to look for, do more refinement search, you can use this patent, and automatically when you use this patent for doing a prior art search, you can pull its abstract with the help of this option. Automatically everything will be done because of AI. Now you can see the abstract has been extracted. You can look for prior art and submit. So easy to use. So that's why this is the new type of AI based prior art searching, where you should not be dependent on any of the online searching or older ways to look for patent documents. So with this, I like to wind my session, and I like to take questions. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'll be happy to answer.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for these illuminating words. Now I request all the viewers to kindly come up with their questions, if any.
Yeah, so Mini, till time they raise a question, I would like to share some of my thoughts with viewers and as well as with Rohit also, because Rohit, I remember the picture you have shared, that 1964 you said, there was time of sitting in a library, because that recall me of my PhD days, when I started my PhD in 95. So I used to go to the library and to dig down to the all the literature, published hard copies of this one, and then we had to read all these things, because that time you can see that chemical abstract data used to come with this bulk, hundreds of pages, and sometime thousands of pages, and then we have to scroll through and read through, and because those fonts were also very tiny fonts, and then we had to read this one, and not only this one, to go to the library and go to the aisles of this library, it was also very sometimes challenging, because I remember that once I went to the library and looked for the oldest journal article in our library, and then I found out 1902, one of the journals, which was very old, and then I tried to get some one of the reference, because that reminds me how in last 52 decades how it is evolved, and when now we came up to the AI based and machine learning based automation tool of patent searching, because that time we used to go through the library and to read all these articles and then find out relevant matter. It was very challenging job, but now it's easy in this technological new a new era, you can say that. And as Jareen ma'am also added, that how the AI is important for the pharmaceutical students also, because this is a very means very good time, for the pharmaceutical students and researcher and youngsters to learn about the interdisciplinary domains, how the electronics or AI based computer uh, s- algorithms, etc., it can help to the pharmaceutical students also, and how they can researcher can get advantage, because now whoever is doing masters, they all are very much familiar about the molecular energy calculations, etc., because earlier it was very difficult, but now all the softwares, etc., are available, that they can create and they can generate the molecules, and then it will calculate, software, the energy data of this one. So having said that, thank you very much, Rohit, for sharing, wonderful pattern searching evaluation and sharing, the molecular novelty data also. So Mini, over to you. If we have, any of the questions, we can take up.
Thank you, sir. It's always great to hear from you. And I would like to thank Mr. Rohit, sir, also for his insightful session. Thank you, sir. With this, we come to an end of this inauguration session and the IP day session one, day one, session one. So we have scheduled another session on IPR day at 6 p.m. today. So I hope everyone would join us and it would be an insightful session. Do join us, guys. And those who have not registered yet for PharmaNEST, do visit the website and register. Okay. So, sir, there's a question. Sir, why our government is not recommending for compulsory license for our pharma companies to prepare our indigenous vaccine, Covaxin?
Okay. So, yeah, compulsory license, there are some conditions in section, I think from section 82 to 90. And it's like up to government only, they have to decide. This is a valid question. Our government has this option. They can use of compulsory license during this COVID-19 period, and they can do this. They can also introduce, like, if any of the drug which is of more like rate price, they can also use compulsory license for doing this. But it's up to government. If they are not doing it, there must be some reason behind that. Dr. Dave, if you like to add something more on this.
Yeah. So compulsory licensing, here we have two scenario. So one scenario is that under Rohit explained, under the Indian Patent Act, and this is all only available for the granted patent. So if the pharmaceutical company who has granted patent, and if that pharmaceutical company is not allowing others to manufacture the product, in that case government can intervene and they can give order for compulsory licensing. So for the granted patent, yes, compulsory licensing government is intervening. And now you have the examples of the medicine remdesivir. So this remdesivir is intellectual property of the Cipla and some other companies also. But now government has given, order for compulsory licensing, that many companies, they can start manufacturing of this remdesivir medicine. So that is one part of answer, that if any patent or means any drug which has, granted patent, in that case the government can order for compulsory licensing. And second one is that if there is no granted patent is there, then how can government give compulsory licensing? But they can give compulsory licensing for the manufacturing purpose, because there are some other criteria is also involved into that, that these are the drugs, so drugs are very crucial for the human beings. So government cannot issue such licensing uh, to the any of the company, because they have to meet, under the drugs, these drugs authority and drug regulations also, they have to meet some requirements, then only they can do it. Now coming to the your question, Covaxin, because Covaxin, as I understand, that is not, completely we can say it's already well researched medicine is that. But the whatever, how to make the Covaxin and all these things are not known to the other companies. because this is not shared, whatever the you can say that by whatever the raw materials, in the layman term I can use that, whatever the raw materials and other reagents are used in this one, these may not be available to the other companies. So that's why they are not issuing for the compulsory licensing. But maybe in future they will allow, if the know-how and the you can say that expertise are available with some other pharmaceutical company, they can do it. But as of now, this is not clear, that they can issue for the compulsory licensing or not. But me and Rohit are from the IP department, means IP domain. So Jareen ma'am may have, detail or some clear answer for this one.
Me?
Ma'am,
The answer for this, why is it is talking about your government. As far as our government is concerned, we
in
are getting.
general we can say in general, means this is not granted patent as I know, but from the manufacturing part, you can add up to this one, that whether it is, because my understanding that it may not be possible, or it may not have, know-how and the facilities for other companies to start, manufacturing of the co-vaccines.
Okay. So, Bangladesh falls into LDC, so we don't have any patent law. So, because of we don't have patent law, anything that is manufactured in America as patent, we can definitely make it in Bangladesh. So, we have this patent law till 2032. So, so that is our plus point, that we can make patent drugs and patent vaccines. But then again, we have to know the know-how. So once the know-how is known, the manufacturer can start making it. So we are
Thank you, ma'am.
we are one up on India. India cannot make patent things, but we can. Bangladesh can, because of TRIPS.
Yes, and as I know, this another medicine from the Oxford, UK. This one is already started manufacturing in Bangladesh.
Which one? AstraZeneca?
AstraZeneca or UK-based company, Oxford. This one, that Serum Laboratory. Which one we are making?
Yeah, you're making the AstraZeneca.
Covaxin only. Okay, yeah, Covaxin. I
So
think.
you are giving Bangladesh as gift. We are getting lots of gifts from your government. This Covaxin. So
Yes,
we are
yes.
not manufacturing.
Because Bangladesh, I think they are also manufacturing some drugs also, which are very crucial for these.
Remdesivir.
Remdesivir. They are
Remdesivir,
manufacturing it.
ivermectin. We are making ivermectin, remdesivir. Yeah. So that is the only leverage we have. We do not fall into patent law,
Yeah,
so we can make it.
yeah. So Karthikeyan means, as of now, government maybe they are thinking internally, and if any other companies they have capability to start manufacturing, government may give license for this one. But as a IP concern, this is not granted patent, so I don't think it will come under the IP section, for the giving compulsory license.
So that's why I keep on inviting India. They come and manufacture. If you
Yes,
have
yes,
technology, you come and manufacture here.
yeah. And personally, I am a communist, so I believe that everyone can have, access to the means everyone has right to access to the medicine, because
Yeah,
this is
why not?
related
You
to
should
health.
be.
So
It's your birthright. You should get to the first line of treatment anywhere in the world.
yes,
Uh,
yes, yes.
just because you can't afford, you have to take something not as potent. Also don't believe that. My tagline for my company is first choice of drug at affordable price. It is your birthright.
Yes, yes. So, Mini, if we have any other question.
So I would like to thank Ms. Singh for giving us an overview of what patent and prior art and invention all these are. And I also kind of learned from you a lot. I know there is no end to learning, but it was a brilliant presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir, for clarifying the doubt and having this interactive session. So we have no further questions. So with this, we come to the end of the session, the inauguration session and the session one of IPR Day celebration. So I hope everyone would join us for the session 2 of IPR Day celebration at 6 p.m. today. And also, if you haven't registered for the PharmaNEST yet, do register, do visit the website, and stand a chance to win international exchange program. The grand winner would get a chance for international exchange program by Open Pharmacy Federation, and also there are prizes worth rupees 10.51 lakhs to be won. So I
This is very attractive. I mean, students should compete for this. Very attractive.
Thank you, ma'am, for joining this session out of your very busy schedule. And thank you so much, Rohit sir, for joining this session. And
It was a pleasure seeing everybody, which means that I am
yeah,
in the industry. uh,
yeah.
Thank you all.
and definitely, I would want more participants to join this because it's a lot of hard work from the and from Pharmacy Foundation, and I wish a huge success. Uh, a big salute to you for making this happen.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.